The older we get and the more we grow, the clearer it becomes that we need to get better at disappointing people. This is especially true for people pleasers, because if you're not disappointing others, you may be disappointing yourself. If you've ever felt trapped by the need to be everything to everyone, learning how to disappoint people consciously can be the key to finding more energy, time, and freedom to be yourself and listen to your true needs. It might sound wrong or counterintuitive, but it's important to regularly be disappointing people. This doesn't mean to disappoint people for the sake of it, but if you aren't disappointing people, there's only two reasons why. One, you're perfect and are living up to everyone's expectations everywhere in your life. Highly unlikely. Or two, you're not growing and are playing it safe by staying small, settling, and compromising so you don't risk falling short of anyone's expectations. More likely. I've done this, lowering my standards or diluting my goals or values so I could meet others' expectations. But if you want to walk your own path, if you want to pursue big goals that resonate with you deeply, you have to learn and even get good at disappointing people. By good, I mean learning how to disappoint people in a compassionate instead of reactive way. In other words, you need to learn how to politely refuse others by declining what they want you to do or be without apology. But most importantly, you need to learn how to feel disappointment yourself. When you see someone disappointed in you, you need to be open to feeling that disappointment yourself. I think that's probably the hardest part of this whole thing. And then you discover that often A, feeling like a disappointment won't destroy you and you can handle someone judging you negatively. Or B, more often than not, they weren't judging you negatively at all. There's an extra advantage here, and that is that people who don't understand that sometimes you may be inaccessible and react badly by becoming angry or resentful or manipulative are people who don't respect your boundaries. They can't take no for an answer. They see you as an object rather than as a human being who has limitations. These are people you shouldn't be bothering anyway, trying to impress or even having around in your life because they don't see you as an imperfect human being. Our time and attention are limited, so you're destined to disappoint someone. You can't please everyone. That's why it's helpful to willingly and consciously disappoint them, so you can find out who these people are as soon as possible and either distance yourself or remove them from your life altogether. This sounds harsh, but it's the only way I've found of untangling my energy from others' expectations and discovering who the energy vampires are in my life so that I can find more inner freedom and sovereignty. In order for us to put more focus on the paths and the projects that are deeply important to us, we need to create the space for that. And that often means saying no to a lot of people and opportunities. This is especially true for the type of person psychologists call an insecure overachiever. This is a sort of person who gets stuff done and works hard and impresses others with their achievements. When your existential core wound tells you that you haven't earned the right to exist on this planet unless you prove that you're valuable, that's insecure overachiever. It's a trauma response. Ironically, even if you do prove yourself to be valuable by accomplishing something amazing, that becomes your new minimum standard that you need to live up to every time in order to continue feeling adequate. It's a lot of pressure to live up to these expectations. There's a paradox here that we have to get comfortable with, and that is that on a spiritual level, on a deeper self level, we're these infinitely vast beings. But we're also finite beings on a human level. And with that humanity comes limitations that are going to disappoint people, and that's okay. That's what being down to earth means. It's not enjoyable, but it's real. This may sound selfish at first glance, but the less you dilute your essence into a half-hearted way of relating to all your responsibilities, the better things become on all fronts. You feel more vibrantly alive. You become more meaningfully productive pursuing your goals. And you become more engaged in your roles as parent, as partner, as friend, as member of the community, which in a sense makes the world a better place. To do all this freely and enjoyably requires that your actions are unmotivated by other people's judgments. So try to disappoint someone today. Just remember that it's not going to be easy. I still struggle disappointing others because the fact is that it still feels uncomfortable and awkward. But that's okay, because in a way, I'm disappointing myself by not disappointing others. Tell me, if you could embrace this philosophy to disappoint others consciously, where would you start and why? Also, if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.